Hello everyone, my name is Robert Ho. In this video, I will discuss Chapter 6, Telephony Fundamentals. Table of Contents, Introduction, followed by Telephony Fundamentals, 5 major components of telephones, 2 general categories of telephone system, public and private, voice transmission, in-band and out-band signaling, and the last part of this video is public and private phone features. Circuit and packet switching networks. Student need to understand the difference between circuit switchings versus packet switchings. In circuit switching, the path is decided upon before the data transmission start the communication session between two communicating bodies. The route is dedicated and exclusive and released only when the sessions terminate. In packet switching, the packets are sent toward the destination irrespective of each other's. Each packet has to find its own route to the destination. There is no such predetermined path. As you can see in this PowerPoint slide, in the circuit switching channel, the connection must be established before the transmission take place. At the bottom, the transmission or data is broken down into smaller pieces and it's sent to a different channel. So there is no predetermined path. In packet switching network, the data is broken down into smaller pieces called packets, and each of the packets contain information about the IP address of the source and the destination nodes, sequence number, and some other control information, along with the data. A package can also be called segment or datagrams. Circuit switching is an old and expensive, and it is what Pstn use, which is public switch telephone network. Packet switching is more modern. Circuit switching, however, is more reliable than packet switching because in circuit switching, the line is dedicated for a session. You are sure to get all the information across. When you are making a Pstn call, you are actually renting the lines. Okay? So the transmission is guaranteed that the line is accessed. Okay, the next item that we're gonna talk about is telephony fundamental. In order to understand how the sounds process, students should be familiar with a number of terms related to sound theories. These terms are frequency, amplitude, and attenuation. Frequency is the number of cycles per second that a sound vibrates. A higher pitch sound or tone vibrate at a higher frequency rate, and the lower pitch sound vibrate at a lower frequency rate. I reference this on page 306 in your textbook so you can see the graph. Here, when you have a low frequency, the cycle per second is very slow, as opposed to a high frequency. You see that the number of cycle per second is much faster. So you have a low frequency and a higher frequency. Amplitude, while frequency may describe the pitch of the sound, amplitude determines the volume of the sound. As you can see here in the previous slide, amplitude, if you have a low amplitude, it's just low like that. If you have a high amplitude, it's usually like this. So amplitude can be said is the sound. Attenuation: when sound travels through medium, its intensity diminishes with distance. Also, when the sound wave is attenuated, the amplitude is decreased. That's why you need to have a, if you have a long cable more than 100 yards, usually you need to put a repeater in between to retransmit the signal. Okay, five major components of telephone or PSTN. Traditional telephone is composed of five major components. I reference this on page 310. Microphone, speakers, ringing, switch, which is off the hook and on the hook. Also, the last one is dialing device or keypad. Type of dialing system: dual tone, multi-frequency. Each of the number phone generate two simultaneous tone. For example, the number 1 generate both of 1209 Hz tone and 697 tone concurrently. And number 9, for example, here if you can see on page 313, if you dial 9, the top row of a digit on the standard dial phone use the same horizontal frequency. So the intersection between 1477 Hz and 852 Hz will produce digit 9. Okay. The older pulse dialing system used rotary dial telephones to create a pulse of interaction of the circuit in order to indicate the target device. So if you dial 1, the circuit will open and close one time. If you dial 2, the circuit will open and close 2 times. If you dial 0, the circuit will open and close 10 times. I will continue this slide in the next video. Thank you.